Are you tired of your clients chasing you for updates? In this video, I'll show you how to use a clean and mobile-friendly client portal using SmartSuite. No developers, no taped-together tools, just one platform, one dashboard, accessible from their mobile. Hey there, I'm Alex Knowles from automationhelpers.com, and we help companies get set up and automated using industry-leading portals, apps, and integrations. A portal gives your client access to the info they care about without needing to ask for it. And when they can access this info from their mobile, they tend to bug you even less. Think project progress, task timelines, budget spent, contact points, all available 24/7 right from their mobile phone. And with SmartSuite, you can easily build one without hiring a developer or paying for a third-party platform software. First, we'll look at sharing with your clients for free through a dashboard view. Then we'll look at how you can, for a paid price, bring your clients into SmartSuite and share a personalized dashboard with them. Okay, so here's the SmartSuite solution we'll be using for the sake of this video. It's quite simple as far as solutions go. The client projects, where we manage and track our projects. In it, we've got just 4 apps or databases: clients, projects, tasks, and feedback. We'll look at feedback later on in this video, so make sure you stick around. But we're going to be working on Koala Cloud Solutions today and building a dashboard as a client portal for the account manager. So from here, we're going to jump into projects, and we'll notice that we're working on a website redesign for them. Here we can see we've got the project manager, contact, the project phase, a health status, the progress, the amount of tasks that have been completed before we finalize, those project dates, total budget spent, and so on. We'll also notice if we jump into tasks that we are just showing the Koala Cloud Solutions for the video to keep things simple. We are on our way, and we're currently awaiting the client to give us feedback on our first version or draft of the website. So how do we build a client portal in SmartSuite? A dashboard that brings all of that important information front and center for our client to see. Super simple, but most importantly, how do we do it so it's mobile friendly? Well, within any solution and any app in SmartSuite, we have the ability to build a dashboard view. If you're using Airtable, this is referred to as an interface, and dashboards in any other work management tool. If we open the side panel here, we can see our different views. So we're going to create a new view, and of course, we'll select dashboard. We'll notice that all we have is a blank canvas because we haven't started creating. From here, we'll then need to select and add widgets to our dashboard, but I've already created one. So if I jump into projects, we'll show you the Koala client specific dashboard. So here we can see the client portal that we've built using a dashboard view. We've got a simple text box to introduce the client and let them know what this is. Some record details, metrics. We're looking at when this project will finalize. We've used a summary card to highlight that we are waiting on something from the client and provided a link there so they can easily access it. We've also included the ability to book a meeting with the project manager. Project overview, looking at that task completion, complete, in progress, to do, awaiting. We also brought in the tasks so they get a visual idea of what we're currently working on. Importantly, we've also included the budget spend, and here we can see that we're actually bringing in each individual task rather than each project. And from here, it's a simple fact of sharing this with your client. So the reason that we might share a dashboard and not bring a client in is because we need to pay for extra users on SmartSuite. If you're working with a client and they have 2 decision makers that need to see this information, well, you're going to have to pay for 2 subscriptions to bring in 2 new users, as opposed to just directly sharing this through a public link. However, of course, that means that anyone with the link can access it. But if we take a look at this on our desktop, we can see that it's clean, interactive, and no nonsense. Only that important information is shown. And if we are to take a look through our mobile phone, well, we notice that while that information is good to see, it's quite hard to actually read it. And we need to zoom in to actually see what we are looking at. So what we could do, instead of paying to add users, we could update the design of this in order to better match the mobile screen. So let me just quickly do that and show you. The great thing about SmartSuite dashboards is that it is a blank canvas. We have the ability to easily maneuver and change where our items live within that canvas. So we noticed that it was very hard to see any of those widgets and blocks. So we could just simply change these, make the text larger, actually drag these out so they're taking up more of the screen and we don't have 4 columns as opposed to just simply 2. Let me just pull this here. Okay, so we've made some changes to where those elements and boxes live. So let's now take a look again at the mobile version and see how far it improved it, and if we still want to actually bring our user into the mobile app as a paid subscriber. And we can see that it is much easier to understand what's going on with that change. However, the text is still hard to read. And the other thing that we need to note is that when we share this and someone accesses it on the desktop, it's going to look pretty funny. So the best option is to bring in extra users and just pay that penny to be able to give an interactive, personal, and professional experience to your clients. Okay, so I've jumped back in and cleaned up that dashboard. I've also brought in the account manager as a record detail. Yes, it is still me showing as project manager, but just imagine for me. Let's take a look now at how we can bring in our clients as new paid users, but giving them a much better experience using the SmartSuite mobile app. The great thing about creating a separate solution though, well, that's that you're adding an extra layer of security and you can still connect to all other databases. SmartSuite is a relational database tool after all. So let's take a look at how we can filter our dashboard view so that the current user only sees the info, the data, the records that are related to them. Back in the dashboard setup, we want to create a dashboard that doesn't filter every individual block to show their data, but instead filters through the current user, the current SmartSuite logged in user. So if we select to add a record selector, like we have here with the website redesign, we're going to filter this via client. So we'll add a widget, record selector, and we'll notice that we're missing a source here, and that's where the record selector comes in. Select widget, record selector. Jumping back into our dashboard, here we can see we've got a record selector, and that connects directly to record details. We earlier had the tasks down below, but now let's take a look at how we can actually filter the record details and the info by the current user, the client, the person that is currently logged into the SmartSuite solution. I myself am just going to use the assigned to for the sake of this video example because we aren't sharing this solution with clients, so it's just me as a user. But we're going to select the record selector and we'll edit that so that the source is still projects, but instead of it being client, it's going to be that assigned to field, which is the project manager. Then it will be has exactly, and rather than selecting myself, we'll select the current user. If we save those changes, we can see here we've got brand identity package, web design, landing page funnel, internal dashboard build, e-commerce setup, and brand identity package. Why do we have all of those? Well, if we jump into the project, we'll see here that I'm the manager for all of those projects. So of course we can see that. Jumping back into the dashboard from here, we're then going to add a widget, and it's going to be a record details, record display. We'll also notice that soon we'll have my work, record history, and comments, which will make this whole setup a lot easier. But we're going to select record details. The source again will be missing. This time we're going to select that project, and then we'll select which fields we want to include. Okay, so let's take a look at how the dashboard will appear to the user in their mobile app. So we're currently in the client projects table. If we just select the grid view, we know it's the Koala Client Portal dashboard, but we will need to change that name because it's no longer a client specific dashboard. Instead, it's dynamic because we're pulling in the records related to the client and the work we're doing for them. So if we scroll down here, we can see we've got all of those elements awaiting reviews. Please review below access, and we'll notice those graphs here. Now, recently released through SmartSuite was the ability to filter in the iOS app, which was only previously accessible by desktop, which makes it really handy for your users. There we can see the bar chart, and it just quickly allows your client to jump into their mobile app. They get to see some visuals. They feel protected. They feel supported. They know you're getting your work done, and the collaboration is working as expected. Now, when it comes to alternatives that might suit your business better, I highly recommend taking a look at Airtable interfaces, where you're able to create a dashboard view and bring in your users for free. So check out that video linked above. Now, if you need help setting up a work management tool or automating parts of your pre-existing flow, don't hesitate to reach out to us at automationhelpers.com, where our team of experts are offering a free 30-minute consultation.